Okay, here's a speed run of Fantasy Excel. The lambdas VBA code that I'm using will be, you can download them in the link. All right, how many points did this player score? Well, this is some product and a text split. So I take this thing, split it up by there using my text split lambda, and then that gets some product with this, but without the little merge thing there. That should be level 1. All right, level 2, I'm going to do the same thing for this whole sheet. So I'm just going to make this 2, grab this formula here. All right, so by X text split, not G13, but E2 of there. All right, keep this part locked. Be that and this. I'm going to make these just the numbers. Whoops. Going to make these just the numbers for lookup purposes. So sequence 1 row, 16 columns. Now I got my label lookup. This is another lambda that just takes the array here, which will lock in place. And you feed it the row label and the column label. It gives you the data at the center. Unless you put extra parentheses, that's corrected. Level 2. All right, now we got to do these teams, right? So the teams, I'm going to use X to call here to get the team names. And I can see there's 16 of them, right? So I'm going to use 16 as to number them. Now I need another sequence, which is 16 eighths, right? So 16 times 8 rows, 1 column starting at 1, going by 1/8. And I only want the integer part. So this will give me 8 1s, 8 2s, 8 3s, and so on. So if I do my to call on everybody's name here, now I've got who's on what team. So then if I've got the team here, right, I can just filter everybody's name by this array here equals the team number, which I haven't actually found yet, but I will. So whatever team number I care about, I'm going to look it up on here, returning here. And then if that equals there, those are the players I care about for the weeks. I'm going to do a little thing here. So X text split there by that. So now I want another sequence, right? So it is 1 row. The number of columns is the bigger one minus the smaller one plus 1. The start is a smaller one. That's it. All right, so now I can label lookup with arrays, right? So I've got the same big old thing here, which I'll keep locked, right? But then these is this array, and this one is this array, and that will fill it out without the typo. And I'm looking for this whole thing, right? So that's just that array. So 3. Okay, now we're doing team versus team battle. So there's team 5. I already know about this team. I need their team number. Right? So now I am looking up their team number there. This is always going to be weeks 1 to 16. because it doesn't specify the weeks. And that is the first team. What about the second team here? They are going to be, you know, filtering this array here. This array equals the second team number. Is that this is just the same as this array right here. And I need to know the wins for each team, right? So the total here is by call this array sum. Right, same thing down here. And then the wins for this team is something like what? Minus. This array is greater than or equal to, right? Because a tie counts as a win for both teams. This array here. And then the sum of this is my wins for the first team. Now we got the same thing, but only counting the top 6 players, and we're bringing the week thing back again, right? So now it's not always 1 to 16. So we text split this thing, right? And we make sure this is going off of the right week values. So that is the week values to go off of, not 7 to 16, but 7 to 10. And this is all good now, except for this. Instead of summing the whole thing, I'm going to sum the top 6. So to do that, we're going to do by call lambda x, where what are we going to do to x? We're going to take some of them. We're going to sort, right? So we're going to sort x, first of all. Then we're going to take the last 6 of them, right? The biggest 6 will be the last 6 of them. And then we got to sum that whole thing. And that's probably right-ish. Yeah, that seems like the right thing. So total here, the wins for this is just the opposite, right? So if it's less than or equal to, so that's the wins for the other team. So the points that the team that got the most wins did it, right? So if the sum of this many wins is greater than the sum of this many wins, then I get the sum of this team's points. Otherwise, I get the sum of this team's points. And that's level 5. All right. Still getting a ref error for my checks, but so let's, double check real fast that all the answers are right. I don't know why it didn't want to give me a score, but all the answers are right. All right. How many fantasy points were scored during the highest scoring week? Well, let's see. Find the score for each week. And then find the maximum of those. All right, how many points did the highest scoring team accumulate using level 5 scoring rules? So every team now, so for bonus 2, right, every team is going to compete using level 5 rules. All right, so here are my teams. And they're going to compete on weeks 1 through 16. And let's see, they will be, I'll count them as team 1, right? So team 1 is going to change. And then the total is just the total here, right? So that's how many the team up there in G12 did. So I make a what if table where the column is that. And then it's the highest of these, right? What's the highest score of the team that got the most? Yeah, that's it. All right, how many wins? Every team plays every other team. Who gets the least wins? All right, so now start here again. This is B3. Now I'm going to do a two-dimensional what-if table. A rarely used two-dimensional what-if table. So transpose this thing going over here, right? So let's say I can put anything in here, right? So say I was doing team average versus team count, right? And the weeks are 1 to 16. And then what I want to know is the number of wins for team 1, which is the sum of that array there. So now I can make this a what if table based on that being the row input and that being the column input, right? And then the sum of each of these minus, you get 16 for playing yourself. That doesn't count. So we take out the 16 you got playing yourself. That is the number of wins. And then the minimum of that is the team that had the least wins playing every other team. 63, stop. 11 minutes, 29 seconds. Thank you for watching.